indoor exercise gym bikes.
Not spin. Wit.
Life Agent X. Cycling ring. Coco Copelli. The X.
Exerciser.
Exercising. Cycle on IP address.
Cycle tongues qui lit.
Live and let learn a ride on. Teach me on. Teach sister on.
Welcome back, friends, to another episode of Riding Chakra. I'm your host, Life Agent X, and today, we're diving into one of those topics that touches everyone. You know, whether you're a morning jogger, a gym regular, or someone who's just starting to think about fitness. We're exploring the fascinating connection between our physical fitness and, well, how long we get to be here, living this incredible experience we call life. It's about longevity, but with a twist. You see, fitness isn't just about how strong you are or how fast you can run. It's also about understanding how we can approach our health sustainably and joyfully without, unintentionally risking our well-being through excess or extremes. And here's where it gets interesting. For the average person, fitness is associated with health and vitality, and it should be, right? But for professionals in the fitness industry, the bodybuilders, athletes, and yes, even the social media influencers constantly pushing their physical limits, that same pursuit of fitness sometimes carries unique risks. I mean, who would have thought that those most committed to health might find themselves at odds with it? It's a delicate balance. Today we're going to explore what it means to train smarter, not harder, to understand how physical fitness can extend our lives and where the pitfalls lie when we push too far. So, as we uncover this interplay between striving for health and avoiding harm, let's get grounded. Grab a cup of tea or keep stepping on that treadmill while we dive into this layered discussion, because there's plenty to unpack piece by piece. To start, I'm throwing the question out there. Have you ever thought about which aspects of fitness matter most for staying strong and vibrant as we age? Because that's exactly what we're going to start breaking down next. So let's break it down, folks. What are the real essentials for staying active, staying vibrant, and living longer? Turns out it's not about running marathons or lifting absurdly heavy weights. Instead, the big three components, cardiorespiratory fitness, muscular strength, and flexibility, hold the keys to healthy aging. And yeah, they sound a little technical, but let's peel back the layers because they're honestly more approachable than they seem. Take cardiorespiratory fitness, for instance. It's just a fancy way of saying how well does your heart and your lungs keep up when you're moving. Things like brisk walks, dancing, or even Tai Chi, simple rhythmic movements that make you breathe a little harder, can improve this over time. And let me tell you, studies have shown that activities like these are literally life extending. In Okinawa, the world's centenarians chat about walking everywhere or dancing on a weekly basis. Imagine that. Enjoying life, keeping your body in flow, and unknowingly adding years to your timeline. Then we've got muscular strength. And listen, this doesn't mean bench pressing your body weight. For most of us, it's about maintaining muscle function so we stay independent as we age. Resistance exercises like lifting some groceries or climbing stairs have major metabolic benefits and protect against conditions like osteoporosis and even diabetes. Now, you push your muscles a little, and over time, they push back stronger for you. And how about flexibility? Yeah, and if you've ever reached for something and felt a little tightness, this one's for you. Stretching or just, moving in ways that extend your range doesn't just prevent injuries. It keeps you capable. It's about moving with ease and flow in your everyday life, from bending to pick up a child to twisting to pet your dog without pulling something. Now, Dr. Valter Longo, the guy behind the longevity diet, has this idea that's so simple but so profound. Mix some resistance work like light weights with aerobic exercise like cycling or swimming for a full body approach to sustainable health. His guidelines are designed around motion that not only strengthens but restores. It's about doing enough, not too much, so the body rejuvenates itself, almost like resetting your own internal calibration. And don't forget, resistance isn't just about big gym equipment. You've got body weight exercises, simple tools like resistance bands, or even house chores that get your arms pulling and legs engaged. It's not about sweating buckets. It's about consistency, balance, and respecting your limits while gently nudging them forward. All right, so let's dig into the flip side of fitness, the risks. Because, while fitness is often associated with vitality and strength for professionals in this space, especially bodybuilders and competitive athletes, the story takes on a sharper edge. Here's a stark one for you. Bodybuilders face a 34% higher mortality rate compared to other men their age. And one big culprit, anabolic steroid use. These substances, while enhancing muscle growth in the short term, can lead to long-lasting damage. Think heart disease, left ventricular hypertrophy, or sudden cardiac events. Couple that with extreme dieting to hit competition weight, and you've got a recipe for, danger. In 2021 alone, at least 24 professional bodybuilders passed away suddenly, some barely in their 30s or 40s. Performance-enhancing drugs, combined with the immense physical stress of their routines, overwork the heart. And honestly, it's not only steroid users who are affected. Intense training regimens often push the heart beyond its limits, leading to issues like atherosclerosis or diastolic dysfunction. It's sobering, right? But here's the thing. It doesn't have to be this way. The fitness world doesn't have to walk this tightrope between peak performance and total burnout. Prevention starts with balance. For example, avoiding extremes, no crash diets, no overloading on supplements, and of course, keeping diversity in your workout routine, resistance, cardio, flexibility, so you're building longevity, not just aesthetics. It's about working with the body, not against it. And let's not forget the simple but essential role of regular medical evaluations. Routine checks can identify risks early. Maybe, before they turn into those crisis moments we hear about with sudden heart attacks among athletes. Having a doctor who understands the demands of high-performance training, game changer. Look at athletes who thrive for decades. Many of them talk about moderation and adaptability, like mixing up activities and paying attention to recovery. They're not just pushing harder. They're training smarter, finding that flow where effort meets sustainability. And let's face it, the mindset matters too. Fitness is more than physical conditioning. It's about staying mindful of our limits, even as we challenge them. knowing when to step back just as much as when to push forward. So, yeah, it's not just about protein shakes and deadlifts. It's about creating a rhythm, a sustainable harmony between training, living, and just being human. And understanding risk is the first step in keeping that harmony intact. All right, so here we are, my friends, threading together all the pieces, moving deeper into how we, truly harmonize physical health with our mental and even spiritual wellness. The ancient wisdom that movement feels better when it's joyful, when it's mindful. It's no new idea, but it's one that's especially worth revisiting in today's world. Let's take heart rate, exercise effort, and mindfulness. 3 factors that might seem separate, but when in sync, they flow like a well-rehearsed symphony. Think about it. Your beats per minute, those rotations on the bike, and even the vibrations of your thoughts, when these align, the magic happens. Rhythmic harmony in your workouts not only improves endurance, but honestly connects you deeper to your body, your breath, and right down to the ground beneath your feet. If we look to places like Okinawa, these longevity hotspots, we see people embracing movement as a celebration. Whether it's dancing under the moonlight or carrying baskets from the market, it's always done with, an ease intertwined with purpose. One 90-year-old Okinawan woman told researchers she's kept dancing into her advanced years because it's fun. Not to clock in extra steps or hit a target BPM. It just brings her joy. That's the sweet spot. Play and function supporting health. And then, here's where I get a little philosophical for a moment. Think of how music or rhythm fits into this framework. A drum circle, for example, is much more than folks hitting instruments together. It's like this pulse, a collective rhythm that mirrors the pulse of life itself. When I bring that same rhythm into fitness, into cycling, even breathing, it transforms routine exercise into something restorative. It heals, centers, grounds you if you imagine every heartbeat as a drum kick, every breath as part of the melody. Exercise can become this meditative state. You're not just breaking a sweat. You're aligning the pieces of yourself that keep you going and even growing, not just physically, but in mind and spirit. So as we bring this session to a close, remember, fitness isn't just sets and reps. It's about finding joy in moving, about creating those moments of harmony between what your body is doing physically and what your mind and heart are experiencing. Look for balance in each step, whether it's a hike, a run, a dance, or just stretching on the living room floor. Let it be enough to make you feel whole. And that's it for today's journey, my friends. I hope our shared reflections guide you into your movement practice, or maybe just a small moment of appreciation for the body you live in and everything it makes possible. I'll see you next time. Take care, stay kind, and keep riding life's beautiful rhythms.
Indoor exercise gym bikes.
Not spin. Wit.
Life Agent X. Cycling ring. Coco Copelli. The X.
Exerciser.
Exercising. Cycle on IP address.
Cycle tongues lit.
Live and let learn aerobic.